Welcome to episode 19 of Michael Reads from a Book, a series in which I read from books. Today's entry, I think, is our first foray into the fields of poetry. I'm not a huge fan of poetry in general, but, well, as the saying goes, I know what I like. And I've always been a fan of Lorna Crozier. In particular, this is from the Apocrypha of Light. It's not my favorite collection of hers, to be honest, but it still contains some pretty good ones. We're going to start with God's Yes and No, and we'll see what we need to go from there. God's Yes and No. From the silence above the undivided water, with his larynx, mouth, and glottis, God shaped yes and no. Pleased with what he said, he tucked them in an empty scroll, long enough to unroll itself along the earth. From all their loud begettings, God expected little yeses, little nos, to march from end to end, a line of red ants and of black. But when he cast his eyes around the watermarked papyrus, there were words he'd never seen before. It seemed a small annoyance. He didn't know that this would be the end of the straight answer, the end of yes to his commandments, the end of no to Satan. Before he spat in clay and pinched into shape those who would obey him, they had a language waiting. Maybe, kind of, guess so, yes, but almost, I don't know. This one is snow. If snow had its way, there'd be only cold and two colors, dawn slow improbable blue, and the animals all white, polar bear, winter hare, and holy ghost with its old unblinking eyes. The wide brush of its wings visible in fields, though the word would not exist, nothing ever planted. So too with leaf, violet, goldfinch, snow's singular season, crystalline, unchanging. If it allowed room for you, what creature would you be? Your breath the first thing you see every morning, the last at night. Easy to lose yourself in snow's way of thinking, going from nowhere to nowhere, light-footed on the smallest, coldest stars. Let's see. Okay, I like this one. What snake brings to the world. Without the snake, there'd be no letter S. No forked tongue and toil, no pain and sin. No wonder the snake's without shoulders. Who could bear such a weight? The snake's responsible for everything that slides and hisses, that moves without feet or legs. The wind, for example. The sea in its long sweeps to shore and out again. The snake has done some good then. Even sin to the ordinary man brings its pleasure. And without the letter S traced bellywise outside the Garden of Eden, we'd have to live with the singular of everything. Sparrow, ear, heartbeat, mercy, truth. Let's see, what else we got? Alright, the next section's various biblical stories. This one's at the bottom of the well. I think it's a Joseph and his dreamcoat thing. Other things have been thrown down. The head of a donkey, a broken wheel caked with clay, the black hair of a woman whose scalp was shorn the morning after her wedding night. Hours of darkness slid down without a sound. Tonight he feels lucky to be deep in the ground and still alive, lifting his face to the rain. At dawn, something lands at Joseph's feet. It takes some time for him to touch it. A baby, cold and blue, thin cord dangling. Why didn't he dream this, he wondered, instead of sheaves and the lights of heaven bowing? If he hears the pulley creak and turn, he'll make himself so wanted, he'll be water lifted to another's mouth, he'll be earth's salt rising. He wills himself to dream he's at the bottom of a stone throat that will spit him out if he finds the words it needs to say. The donkey whole again, rolling in dust on the village road, the baby rocking in arms that want to hold it, and in his tent a woman on her knees above him, swathing his face in her long black hair. Alright, that's today's time limit. See you next time.